Good evening. Welcome to the first board meeting of our 26-27 school year, which is underway. All right. Ms. Goodman, please let the record reflect that all members are present. Everyone, please stand and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. All right. Vice President Del Palacio will read our land acknowledgement statement.
Yes, the land acknowledgement statement. The Tolleson Union High School District serves 14,000 students with 15 indigenous communities represented throughout our 7 high schools. The Tolleson Union High School District Governing Board would like to acknowledge the traditional custodians of this land, the Acamil Atham, Pima, and Peeposh Maricopa peoples, and pay our respects to their elders past, present, and emerging. We recognize their enduring connection to this land, their rich culture and language, and the invaluable contributions they have made and continue to make in our community. As we gather today for the Tolleson Union High School District Governing Board meeting, let us remember the significance of these lands and honor the legacy of the original stewards of this territory.
Thank you. I'll make a motion to approve our regular agenda. Do I have a second?
Second.
All right. I vote yes. Vice President Del Palacio?
Yes.
Member Ortega Romero?
Yes.
Member Sun?
No.
And Member Dr. Lunera? All right, that motion carries. All right, and starting off our school year, we're going to jump into some celebrations, and I am inviting Principal Haskins from West Point High School.
Good evening, President Chapman, Vice President Del Palacio, board members, Superintendent Calles, Ms. Goodman. I'm super excited to share some exciting things that a couple of our students have been doing over the summer. I'm getting ready for this fall. So we've invited them here tonight to say a few words to you about the amazing things that they've done. I want to start with Susana Ortega. Susana, can you join me up here, please? As a STEAM school, there's nothing we're more excited about than research, and Susana has a great story to share with you about her engagement in university-level research.
Good evening, President Chapman, Vice President del Palacio, board members, Superintendent Calles, and guests. My name is Susana Ortega. I'm 16 years old, and I'm currently a senior at West Point High School. Over the summer, I had the grand opportunity to be a part of a research project within the Youth Advisory Board behind ASU to illuminate the uses of AI that are completely underviewed, specifically AI dating, and how it affects the developing minds of teenagers in aspects such as their mental health, communication, and connection skills. Being a part of this Hispanic-centered program, we are bringing new perspectives to the light for teenagers by teenagers. With the research done, we are not only helping bringing the potential risk of AI to the surface, but we are helping our current and future generations. We are protecting them from the loss of true, meaningful connections that are essential for our everyday lives. At school and at work, we are often situated with connections with teachers, admins, and students. And if we reduce the use of AI, we are reducing the risk of loss of meaningful connections that are essential. We are reducing the risk of opportunity. Sorry, we are reducing the risk of opportunity and interactions that give us connections to the real world and allow us to become something more, not only for us, but for our future generations that depend on us. Within my program and my community, we are hoping to reduce the uses of AI to replace our true connection within everyday basis. And that's about it. Thank you.
One of the things that we asked Susana to do at the beginning of the year was to be a keynote student address to our teachers when they came back to campus. And one of the things that really stuck out to me about what Susana shared with the staff was that she felt like it was so important for people that are researching about teenagers and impacts on teenagers to involve teenagers. And we were just so excited to hear that she was co-author on a paper that was published in the Lancet Child and Adolescent Health. That is a very prestigious organization, and so for her to be already authored before she graduates from high school is amazing. So we're very, very proud of Susanna. And not a big surprise, but Susanna is going to major in medicine when she attends college. So she's already got her eyes on the next level. Our next student that we wanted to recognize, unfortunately, could not be here tonight, and that is Khadijah Sissy. She's a senior at West Point, and with the help of Miss Christina Boston, she got to attend and serve on a panel of the National Black Business Organization for National Black Business Month, and represented not only our school, but teen voices. And again, we can't say enough about our teen voices getting to be out there and talking to the community about what they see as the future. So unfortunately, she couldn't be here tonight, but we did want to recognize her, so thank you. And then our final student is Ishmeet Singh. Can you join me up here, please? So we have an aspiring artist as part of our STEAM curriculum. He has been part of an art project that is out in the community. So I want to turn it over to Ishmeet to share his experiences as part of this mural project.
Good evening, President Chapman, Vice President Del Palacio, board members, and Superintendent Caius, and guests. My name is Ishmeet, and I'm a senior at West Point High School. I was a part of public art project under Mayor Jimmy Davis from Tolleson, and I got to work with Mary, Anvesha, Caitlin, and Camila. And it was such a good experience. We all came up with different styles and put them all together into one piece. The theme was nature in motion. I came up with the animals. One of us did the dancing lady, and one did flowers and plantation, and one did landscapes. And the ideas were impressive. It felt very professional because we worked on panels, and our mentor, Mr. Vena, really taught us how to make things clean and perfect. It was fun. Everybody was really nice and supportive. And I made so many friends from different schools and learned a lot about teamwork. And I would absolutely want to do it again. I want to thank Miss O'Donnell for pushing me to apply. And thank you, Miss Haskins, and the board for having me here.
There's nothing more amazing than art in the community, and these are items that are going to be up for a long time. You see that the unveiling is coming up in September, so very, very proud of Ishmeet and all that he has done artistically and bringing beauty to the West Valley. So thank you very much for the opportunity to share these amazing students with you this evening.
Thank you, Ms. Haskins and West Point. Members, any excuse me, members, any comments?
First of all, I want to congratulate all the students and especially a shout out to Susanna Ortega, Khadijah Cease, and Ishmael Singh. I know that the talents that we have among our students, we always forget to, highlight the importance of every aspect of their development and what their future will become. And I just hope the very best for them and their families. So thank you again for being with us here at Tolleson Union High School District. We will promise to continue to support in every endeavor that you guys have, that you guys can imagine. So thank you. Well done.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I just want to again congratulate Susanna for serving on the Youth Advisory Board over at ASU. And just to reiterate how hard it is to get published, only 2 to 3% of those publications are actually some that are submitted are accepted. And so that's amazing work. And of course, Ishmet, your nature and mural, just beautiful. Thank you for that. And also thank you to your English teacher, Ms. O'Donnell, for pushing you to do the internship. And that's what it's all about, our teachers pushing our kids to explore opportunities. And I know Khadijah's not here, but I was there at the National Black Business Summit event, and she did an amazing job on that panel. And there was kids from all across the valley, mainly East Valley, but What was really nice is that she had a good contingency from the Tolleson Union High School District. We had a few staff members that made the trek all the way out there to the East Valley to watch her on this panel and to support her, and she did a phenomenal job. And one of the things that I took away from Khadijah was she just wants us to continue to focus on mentorship opportunities for her to get out, for them to go ahead and get out and go see various things. And so just great job overall to all of our students. Thank you.
All right. No, yeah, go ahead.
Thank you. I also want to congratulate Susanna Ishmeet and Khadija, for your accomplishment and for the adults that have encouraged and nurtured and supported these students to get Tolleson on the map. I think it is a really huge accomplishment. I think the adults at the school that support the students so that they can pursue their dreams. Thank you.
Yeah, and just reiterate, congratulations to all three of our outstanding students. These are three very different and amazing projects. Obviously, your summers were spent putting in some good work and ready for the school year. So thank you for coming out and sharing the work that you did over the summer. And I saw that the unveiling for that is September 30th. So hopefully we get that on our calendar and make sure that we're out there to witness that as well. But again, congratulations to all three of you, and thank you for coming and sharing all the great work you've done. All right, and with that, we're going to take a brief 5-minute recess to celebrate you. I know got Joseph, our team, get pictures of you, family and stuff. Then we got some cookies over here. I'm on the sideline, so we'll be back in about 5 minutes. Thank you all.
Excellence in academics.
Excellence in athletics.
Excellence in college and career readiness.
Excellence in extracurriculars.
Excellence in traditions.
Excellence in services. Excellence in visual performing arts.
Excellence in every endeavor.
We're just the tip of the iceberg. We have a lot more work to do. So where do we go from here? A+ School of Excellence.
La Jolla being an A school is really exciting. It took a long way to get here and it was a lot of hard work. So it's really cool to see the accumulation of our work. And then now seeing it's like, look at all that hard work paid off.
It's great recognition for the kids that we have, which are some awesome kids, and the teachers that all the work that they've done in all curriculum, all classes, the dedication they have to make our students' lives better, the time that they put in. I think it's showing all the effort that a lot of people have put into this.
And when I started in 2017, we were a C. And so now being an A and being a part of that growth and change is really, if I think about it too hard, I might cry because it's really cool. We deserve that.
The thing that put us over the edge is that we had a principal who was steadfast in his commitment and consistency with how he wanted to approach staff, along with getting the right administrative team in play. Now I think we've got a team that works well together, that understands the mission, that understands the vision, and that we all support that and help the faculty understand that as well.
I think the journey has been 3 years long, so the A label is not just 1 year flash in the pan, we found something glorious. It is an accumulation of 3 years of work, commitment to the PLC process, and commitment to student learning over teaching, and that commitment has resulted in higher test scores.
It's definitely a team effort. I know that was one thing Dr. Sorensen really hit on today is from our support staff to cafeteria workers to everybody on campus every day. Makes a big difference to how we got here. So a big thank you to everybody, including our students. You know, students are a big part of it too. So it's just great for the community and great for everybody in the Avondale area.
I'm so happy for these kids. Of course, we're here, celebrating as a staff, but this is 100% about the kids. And I'm very happy for them. And I couldn't be happier that we're in this position. And that to let you all know, we're not done. We're going higher than this.
We deserve this. We've earned it. I think I'm lucky because I've gotten a front row seat and I've gotten to be a part of this growth. So we just keep going.
Something I would like to add on is Dr. Sorensen put in a lot of work and I think that should be
Superintendent
recognized.
Caius.
Yes, Mr. President, members of the board, we had new teacher induction. It was a successful start of the school year. We welcome teachers who are stepping into their very first year, as well as teachers who have taught for more than 20 years. Our mentors, coordinators, and directors shared resources, built connections, and reminded our teachers that they are here to support them throughout the year. So a special thank you to all our sites for hosting the OLAS Curriculum PD, and we appreciate your flexibility, accommodation, and support throughout the training. We also had our convocation, and our back-to-school convocation was a great success. Our keynote speaker was Mr. Tyler Hill, our Ambassador of Excellence, Teacher of the Year candidate. Did a great job. Heard a lot of great feedback about Tyler's keynote. We also had Dr. Regina Owens, who helped us with our PD for all of our certified staff who stayed with Solution Tree PD throughout the day at the event. So appreciate the OLAS department for putting that on, along with Solution Tree for partnering with us. And we had our first day of school. So after all of the professional development and the learning we did at the end of July, it was time for the first day of school for freshmen and then for all of our students. So we have some images here showing the first day of school and everybody coming back to school. And our PR team has a lot more images up on our social media. And at Tolleson High School, we have our freshman house onboarding. A historic milestone occurred on July 28th at Tolleson Union High School, marked its commitment to student success by hosting its freshman house onboarding in partnership with the Arizona Department of Education and the nationally recognized Center for High School Success. The onboarding demonstrated an extraordinary level of collaboration and commitment, with 100% attendance from all 5 freshman house teaching teams, campus administrators, 9th grade counselors, intervention and prevention specialists, and the campus literacy and instructional coach. Together, these educators engaged in collaborative planning and professional learning centered on a shared mission, ensuring every 9th grade student feels connected, remains on track academically, and graduates on time. As Tolleson Union High School and the district prepare to celebrate its 100-year legacy, this initiative represents far more than the implementation of a new program. It reflects a transformational investment in the future of its students by establishing a cohesive, student-centered framework that promotes belonging, academic achievement, and long-term success. TUHS is strengthening the foundation for student achievement and ensuring that its next century of excellence begins with every student experiencing a successful transition into high school. And we want to recognize a couple of our own The D-backs have just recently announced the recipients of the 2026 Los D-backs Líderes Under 40 Awards, and we are happy to announce that 2 of the 6 recipients are from the Tolleson Union High School District. Board member Devin Del Palacio and Tolleson Union Principal Martin Perez are 2 of the honorees there by the D-backs. Although our work in Tolleson has never been about personal accolades or recognition, it is good to know that our community values the dedication and commitment that our people bring to serving our students, families, and community. The Arizona Diamondbacks organization recognizes the broader Arizona community are seeing what we already know. TUHSD and Tolleson Union High School and all our schools are truly extraordinary. So please join me in congratulating both Devin and Martin on a job well done being recognized. That's all I have since the last board meeting.
All right. Thank you, Superintendent Calles. We'll do our board updates. Member Dr. Lunera.
Yeah, thank you. I just want to welcome everybody. First of all, welcome tonight to the meeting, but also welcome all our students, staff, and parents back to the new school year, especially our freshmen. I hope that the school year is off to a great start. I want to thank our SROs and all of our security staff for keeping our kiddos safe as we maneuver the new metal detectors. I've heard a lot from a lot of parents, and I just want to make sure that that you hear me say that I hear you and I share your concerns as a parent of a kiddo as well. So thank you, and I hope we have a great school year.
Thank you. Member Sun.
Thank you. I'd first like to thank you all for being here tonight, as well as welcoming all of you guys back, the teachers, staffs, and parents, and of course my fellow board members. And just to give you a quick update on the political landscape that we are facing and what's coming up for election. I just want to make it clear that we have candidates that have not provided accurate signatures, and that they have made it onto the ballot with inaccurate signatures.
Point of order.
And with that said, I think that those that came before and now moving forward is that
Point of
something the
order.
public needs to be aware of. We also have
Mr. Chapman.
primary elections where there were forged signatures. There were also the current elected officials that have forged signatures and candidates that are
Member Sun,
Point
this
of
is kind of
order.
veering a
So
little
with
bit
that
off
said,
of
this is
school
valid
business.
this is school business. This is actually
not school
election.
business.
It's
This is
district
the
business
politics
that's
of
election
the
related.
school district. It's very, very relevant. So if you
It's
let
election
me
related, not
finish,
district
that
related,
would be
and
greatly
the district
appreciated.
can't venture
We
into
can take this to a
elections.
different venue. Do you want to go to a different venue? Let me speak my piece, and then we'll
Okay.
move on.
It has to be district
As
business
far
related.
as the candidates, we
It
have
has to be district business
already,
related.
this is district.
No,
This
you're
is
talking
the
about
district
election-related
elected
matters.
officials that are on this board that made it onto
We
the ballot
cannot
with forged
discuss
signatures.
election-related
3 out of the
matters.
4, and we should all be ashamed of that.
Member Sun, you can talk about district-related matters. That's it.
Oh, I'm sorry. And one last thing, you being the state house representative, you had forged signatures. Why are you still here? Why? And then you have 4 signatures, and then you pass the same vendor to the candidate for the state. For
Member
the
Sun, this
Tolleson
is
Union
not
High
district
School
business, so
District.
we're going to move on.
Devin Del Blasio
We're going to move on.
has forged signatures.
We're going to move on.
So we're
All right.
now moving on,
Are
and
you
on
going to
knowing
stop?
that these are forged signatures.
This is
Over
not-
400.
Recess the meeting. continue with our board updates. Member Ortega Romero.
Yeah, I would just like to welcome everyone back to the school year. It's an exciting time, especially I was able to go out to a few schools for Freshman Day, and they all seem excited and ready to go. So I hope, the school year convenes like that. I also want to just emphasize to our educators, students, community members, how important, it is to um, keep track of your preventative exams, and also your mental state is super important. So please reach out to those resources. They're available to you. And yeah, just welcome back.
Thank you. Vice President Del Blasio.
Yes, thank you. Back to the business of our district. I had the honor of attending the staff convocation, which was phenomenal. As I was mentioned earlier, that Taylor Hill, who's here today, was our keynote speaker, and that was probably the best keynote speaker that I've seen in the 12 years at a staff convocation. So I want to thank you. Can we please give him a round of applause? He shared several, pun intended, hills to die on, and one of those was that we're all educators. No matter your role in the district, whether you're a bus driver, security guard, cafeteria worker, everyone has a responsibility and a role of helping to ensure that our students leave this place well prepared for adulthood. And so thank you for sharing your time with all of us. It was much appreciated. Also had the time to visit Copper Canyon and West Point for their Freshman Friday. And for those who don't know, it's a day where freshmen only attend to get acclimated to the campus, to find their classrooms, get their schedules, ask questions. And at West Point, it was really interesting. Principal Haskins said, hey, raise your hand, did like a school shout out to track where the kids were coming from, just show of hands. And it was interesting to see that a lot of our kids come from charter schools, they come from our feeders. It was pretty much a mixed bag of representation of incoming freshmen. So that was pretty neat to see. So again, thank you to all of our staff for making Freshman Day successful, for those that helped plan the convocation day and the PD day. It was thoroughly well executed.
All right, thank you. Yeah, again, just welcome everybody to the start of the school year. Our parents, our students, certainly our staff across the district who've been working diligently to make sure our students are ready for freshman day and first day of school. Also had the opportunity to attend our convocation and new teacher orientation. Again, shout out to Mr. Hill for the keynote speech there. A lot of hot takes that had the audience going. A lot of positive energy there to start the school year. I also just want to thank everyone that was involved with planning our convocation event, as well as our freshman only day for Friday. And then I also just wanted to shout out to Dr. Schwartz and Courtney. I'm not sure if I saw Courtney building our first Grow Your Own Leadership cohort started today. Trying to make sure that we're promoting our own, growing our own, ready for site leadership positions, district level leader positions. So I appreciate you guys taking on that, and look forward to the work that that cohort does over the next couple of years. And then with that, I also wanted to thank our site teams for working through our new security system there. I know the first couple days were kind of trial and error, and we may be able to get through it. And I certainly also want to shout out and thank Derek in the back. And I thought I saw Bobby, our security coordinator. And oh, there he is in the back there for all your guys' hard work and helping coordinate and run that across the district. So thank you both for your hard work and make sure that our campuses stay safe. Students are checking in the morning. And with that, we will move on to our public participation. I will call folks up, and Ms. Goodman will set our timer for 2 minutes. Our first speaker is Diana Morrow, and followed by Don Morado.
Good evening, governing board members. My name is Diana Morrow. I'm a parent to a Tolleson alumni, and I'm running for a seat on the board. Today I return with a heavy heart, but I also return with resolve. Although I was denied the opportunity to speak freely, to serve freely and fully as an advocate for our students for over 14 months, I will not be silenced, especially when our children's education and future are at stake. Let me be clear, this movement isn't about me. My campaign, it's not about me. This is about our students, our families, our teachers, our taxpayers, and the community that places its trust in this district every single day. Every child who walks through our school doors deserves more than promises. They deserve protection and an opportunity. They deserve classrooms where learning comes first, leadership is accountable, and their voices are not ignored. Now that I'm back, I intend to make our student success a priority. As a community, we have a responsibility to demand better. We must demand transparency from our district leadership. We must demand transparency from our district leadership, accountability from the superintendent, and responsible use of taxpayer dollars so that resources go where they belong, directly towards students, strengthening classrooms, improving outcomes. Our students cannot afford excuses, delays, or decisions that fail to put them first. They need real progress, strong leadership, and a district willing to listen to the people it serves. If that progress does not happen, then this community will stand together, speak louder, and push for the changes necessary to give every student the education, confidence, and future they deserve. Thank you.
Thank you. We have Don Morato's next, followed by Dave Briggs.
Happy School New Year. First of all, I want to congratulate Dr. Elda Nájera on her victory for the State House. That was pretty good. I hope you guys congratulated her. Good victory. What are we doing new this year? Miguel? Lots riding on you. You're gonna stand up and be an individual and a true leader, or you're gonna fall in line with these people? Sinking ship. Sun brought you in. You managed to break from sun. But you went into the other helm. The people voted you in. We're your people. We're here for you. But we need you to act. We need you to come to us. It's not our job to go to you. Teachers, thank you very much. Hopefully you guys keep doing a good job with the students.
Mr. Chapman, I would like to respond to criticism.
Could we wait till the end of it? Or?
Yeah, that works.
Next we have Dave Briggs, followed by Lisa Daly.
President Chapman, members of the governing board, Mr. Calles, I would like to express concern that perhaps you do not have much faith in your administrators or your teaching staff. On the goals adopted for next year, you state a goal of increasing math and English achievement by 2%. I hope you meant 2 points. 2% in math would be to raise the achievement proficiency from 20 to 20.4. Wow. In English, a 2% increase would raise proficiency from 25 to 25.5. Incredibly low expectations for the talented staff that exists in this district. In this administration, for 3 years, scores have gone down. Math proficiency scores have dropped from 23% to 20%. English proficiency scores have dropped from 26 to 25%. And recently released data shows a 14% proficiency of TUHSD students on the ACT reading assessment. And 75% of incoming freshmen read a grade level or more behind. Do you not think this is a crisis that needs to be addressed? What specifically is being done across the district to address these deficiencies? I noticed at the July board meeting, a request was made by 2 board members to discuss the superintendent's behavior at a prior board meeting and verbally abusing a board member. I was present at that board meeting and found it unbefitting a person representing the district as a superintendent. Perhaps, if you had met all the qualifications To receive your certification, you have had a course in ethical and dignified behavior. I would hope you would apologize to the offended board member, and especially publicly in a public meeting. Apologize to the public for your behavior. What is left of trust in this
Thank you,
district?
Mr. Briggs. All right. We have Lisa Daly, followed by Jen Barnett.
Hello, board and Superintendent Calles. I want to say I'm a proud parent of Tolleson High School graduates. However, I'm really here just as a community member. I really want to speak on what happened 2 board meetings ago where the Superintendent Calles reacted emotionally to 2 female board members by throwing personal attacks during the meeting. And I'm speaking to you directly, President Chapman. It's your responsibility to get a hold of this board and hit the gavel harder or do something to make them stop. You're the leader of this board at this time. And so I don't want it to be just brushed under the carpet. When they try to bring it up the next meeting, you brush it off again. I'm not sure why. You're representing the community and the board, and you're his boss. He's not your boss. So I think you should stand up more and do your job. As a community member, I would appreciate that, because as a female and a mother, I would hate for anybody, let alone the superintendent, talk to my mom that way or to me that way. Thank you.
Thank you. We have Jen Barnett and then Melissa Grimscheid.
Good evening, President Chapman, Vice President Del Palacio, members of the board, Superintendent Calles, and Ms. Goodman and guests. I would like to talk about the beginning of the school year and the awesome things that are happening in our classrooms. As the proud Vice President of the Tolleson Union Education Association, I get to see a lot of cool things happening in our classrooms and hear from a lot of our different campuses. One of the cool things about my role as an ESS department chair is that I get to welcome in our incoming freshmen and our incoming students. And I get to meet with parents who are super anxious, have no idea what high school means, and some of their students struggle to communicate. And I get to tell them about all the awesome opportunities that we have for their kids within our district. We have our unified sports program. We have a full curriculum in our CARES program designed to meet our students where they're at. We have fully staffed classrooms with instructional supports and instructional aides and behavior specialists. And when I tell parents all of the things that we have available for their exceptional students, they are so excited and are like, oh my gosh, I didn't even know that was possible. That's an amazing thing to have parents come to our school and be so surprised and so supported. I've walked parents through some of my classrooms and they've met the staff and they've walked out and looked to me and said, I know my kid will be okay here. So I want to thank you for your support of our teachers, of our union, of our staff, of our educators. Thank you.
Good evening, President Chapman, Vice President Del Palacio, members of the board, Superintendent Calles, Ms. Goodman. My name is Melissa Grimscheid. I am proud to serve as the president of the Tolleson Education Association. I was going to speak on the start of the school year, but I want to address some things that were said. So, yeah, teachers are fully aware that our students are coming in with gaps. We are working very diligently. I am very thankful that we have our team at OLAS, that we have site administration, literacy coaches, instructional mentors, flex coordinators, everything that are helping us to figure out where our students need to grow and how we can grow them. Part of that is working through the PLT process where we get together. I have a meeting with all my freshman team tomorrow. We're all going to meet, talk about what we're seeing in our students, what commonalities we have, and how we can work together as a team to make them progress and grow. Because growth is more important in learning than proficiency. If we aren't able to grow them, then what are they doing at school day? Growth is where the learning happens. And so it's part of that. That's where we together as a team are working very diligently. We have a literacy plan. I encourage everyone who is watching, who's listening, is here today to check out the literacy plan that is going to be put in place across all our sites. And more importantly, I want to throw out an invitation. All of our sites have site councils. And the site councils, we need members of the community who are there, who can help us have that multidimensional approach to helping our students. So we need people to come to those site councils to offer ideas, to offer solutions, and to work alongside staff to help grow our students to where we saw Susanna and Khadijah.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Grimshay. All right, sorry, Member Ortega Romero.
Yeah, it was said, what am I gonna do if I'm going to fall in line? And the truth is that this isn't about picking side. This isn't about falling in line. It has never been the reason for me. That's not why I decided to run here. I know that my responsibility here is big. I know that over 30,000 community members voted for me. And I know what this district is capable of because I am from this district. I went to this district. So what am I going to do? I'm going to fight and represent students the way they should. So the whole political thing could like keep doing it if you want. But for me, it's about them. So don't ask me to pick a side. Don't ask me to fall in line. I have a great working relationship with each of my board peers, and I'm going to continue to do that because students deserve better. And I hope that message is loud and clear for everyone.
Thank you, Mr. Ortega Romero. All right, I will ask for a motion to approve the consent agenda.
So moved.
I will second.
Point of order, the consent agenda needs to brought with the section G that needs to go before the consent agenda so that you can ask the board members what they would like to pull out for discussion or for review with the 3 votes.
And I just asked if there was a motion.
No, you're asking the motion to, for the consent agenda.
Yes, that's where we're at.
But you need to do the G before the F.
Well, there's nothing, if there's no pulled items, there's nothing for G. That's why I asked if there was a motion for the consent agenda. A motion was made and seconded.
So I'd like to motion to pull,
Well, we already have a motion on the floor.
what was the motion?
Mr. Del Palacio voted to approve the consent agenda.
See, so again, we have no options for the board members to make a motion to pull for it before anyone to make a motion. So again, you just block members from pulling items from the consent agenda for
So it's
discussion.
not a block, it's a motion that was made.
Right, when you make a motion and then that's it. So now no other board
That's
member can
generally how
make
it
another
works, yeah.
motion. Right, so again, we
Every
need to
meeting.
have G before the F.
Well, you can't have G before because nothing was pulled.
Well, you
All right.
need to ask for it.
We have a motion, a
You need to
second.
give a section, an
I
opportunity for the
literally
board
asked.
members
All right.
President
to
Chapman.
pull.
So
If-
we have a
may
mo-
I- May I
yes.
speak quickly? That section was put in this program to facilitate if there is a movement. It doesn't mean that that's going to be on the agenda. It was basically put in there just to facilitate the movement of the agenda items because it's a different program than what we've had before. Other board and other districts have had hard time with pulling agenda items. They totally stop the meetings and then restart because of how the program is scheduled. And so that was put in for me so I could easily move them in the agenda. That is the only.
That
reason
is
that's for.
irrelevant. The board president needs to provide an opportunity for the fellow board members to pull items from the consent agenda for discussion,
Okay.
period.
And I asked
Period.
if there was a motion.
No.
Mr.
and
Chapman.
A motion was made.
If I may, I agree with Member Sun. I do think, I'm not saying that G needs to come before, G needs to come before F, but I do believe that you do need to give the opportunity for board members to pull stuff off the agenda item or make that motion. Way too often, we see you skip on action discussion items where you don't even open it up for discussion, go straight to a motion, so.
Yeah. Well, again,
that-
I did ask for a motion. So, all right, there's a motion, a second on the table. We good, Ms. Good? All right, I vote yes. Vice President Del Palacio?
Yes.
Member Ortega Romero?
Yes.
Member Sun?
No.
And Member Dr. Luna.
No.
All right, carries.
I'd like to make a motion to go back and to pull the items for discussion. F1, F5, F9, and F10.
I'll second the motion.
Okay, the consent agenda was already approved, though.
We're allowed to go back. Per our policies, we're allowed to go back to any item
Then
to
how in the
reconsider.
world are we going to pull
Okay.
items from the consent agenda for
Your-
discussion?
What was your motion?
To pull for discussion only F1, F5, F9, and F10.
I second the motion.
Do you have that, Ms. Good? All right. With that, I vote no. Vice President Del Palacio.
No.
Member Ortega Romero.
No.
Member Sun.
Yes.
And Member Dr. Lerner.
Thank you, board members, for your transparency. I vote yes.
Thank you all. All right. That motion.
So if you guys have the
goes
majority
to-
without allowing us to have
So
a
we're
discussion even
moving
from
on
the
to the
consent
consent
agenda,
agenda.
shame
We
on
have
you. This
action
is
items,
corruption. And just so you
H1.
know, when you
We're going to
have
a
this kind of a
recess.
policy, it creates
Excellence in academics.
Excellence in athletics.
Excellence in college and career readiness.
Excellence in extracurricular.
Excellence in traditions.
Excellence in services.
Excellence in visual performing arts.
Excellence in every endeavor.
Do we have our stream going again? Okay. Yep. All right. All right. We'll move on to our action discussion items. Action items H1 is discussion and consideration of new job descriptions. Those are on the agenda. Members, any questions in regards to the weapons detection worker and the interpreter hearing impaired position? Yeah, go ahead. Ms. Almaraz, are you here? Oh, thank you.
Good evening, President Chapman, Vice President De Palacio, members of the board. We are asking for 2 new job descriptions, the weapons detection worker, which is the people who help out every day. Some people from the community, retired staff, has asked to come back and help the staff and students with the weapons detection, and so we created a job description so that they understand what the expectation is. And the second one is an interpreter for one of our hearing impaired students. They need a person to be with them 24/7. It is for a contracted person, and so those are the 2 job descriptions that we are asking for.
Okay. Sounds like they're working.
save some money because our override did not pass. And chances of this time, we don't know. It's up in the air. And we just gave a raise as well when we didn't pass our override. So we're feeding the top and then wiping out the bottom. That's corruption. But going back to the description of the weapon detection, how many people are we looking at, the number to be hired?
There isn't most of the schools are staffing it in their own, with their own staff. We wanted to create that in case. We've had one person come forward, and we are paying them as a regular game worker. So if anyone comes forward, we wanted to have a job description so they knew what the expectation was. But majority of our staff is teachers and instructional assistants, classified workers. They're already our staff that's on campus.
So you said we have one that is hired.
Well, she inquired, but I don't believe she's actually come she has not put in an application yet.
And what is our anticipation moving forward in the potential of hiring additional staff for this role?
Mr. Tolleson, do you see a need other than what we have already on our campuses?
Can you please use the mic? Thanks.
President Chapman, Board Member Sun, we have the positions identified already that are most efficient to have the weapon detections properly used and supervised. It's just a matter of someone, a position being described if someone else wanted to help do that. It's not an additional need that we have. It's a person having a description if they want to come help do that. It's kind of like if you didn't have a person to do a crosswalk, but your staff was doing that, and you didn't have a job description for crosswalk because your staff was out, you're not increasing positions. You're just giving it a job description if someone that's not staff would want to do that. So the description is just defining the role. It's not adding positions.
No, I understand that.
Okay.
I guess my concern is that if we're going to have these job descriptions and then having the staffs currently in place, are they all being matched up to this new setup of qualification?
Yeah, the qualifications of those folks working that, including tomorrow afternoon, doing some training with staff in here that are asking to serve in a different role. 35 people are signed up. We'll be training here tomorrow. So we're going to make sure the job description fits all people that are working that. So we're not increasing people. It's just a job description we want to make sure that they all have so they can successfully and safely implement the detection system.
No, understood.
Okay.
So the people that you guys have in place with their training and qualifications matches with this setup that you have now.
Yes.
And then hypothetically speaking, should one day we will be able to have additional funding to hire, that will be matched up against this qualification standards that we have.
For the
before us.
qualifications for that position? Yes, ma'am.
Okay, because I know the struggle is so broken up. We only need them in the morning and in the after school. That could be up to 2 hours even. So that's really hard to hire. But nevertheless, this is the job description. Should anyone was to be hired or should be additional staff to do the position, this will be the benchmark of the standard of what they have.
Yes, ma'am, that is correct.
Okay, so does it have to be a perfect match? Okay, okay, thank you. Thank you for the clarification.
All right, members, any other questions in regards to these two job descriptions? All right, thank you. With that, I'll ask for a motion to approve the job descriptions.
So moved.
Second. I vote yes. Vice President Del Palacio?
Yes.
Member Ortega Romero?
Yes.
Member Sun?
Yes.
And Member Dr. Lunanera?
Yes.
All right, thank you. That motion carries. All right, H2, discussion and consideration to approve job description revisions for security coordinators, school counselors, students and transition specialists, family and community engagement specialists, school nurse RN, school nurse LPN. Ms. Almaraz?
Good evening, President Chapman, Vice President de Palacio, members of the board. A few job descriptions were brought forward to ask us if we could make some revisions to them. And so there are minimal changes. I can go over each of them if that's what you want.
Members, are there any specific questions in regards?
Yes.
Go ahead.
I appreciate you asking us for any previous OG format or before this change. But this should have been done beforehand and should have been attached in the agenda so the public can read and comprehend. You guys have done this before where you had the red line crossed out of the previous statements and then replace it with what's current. That should have been done here. I don't think that I have the capacity of my faculty to maintain what is changed and not changed with all these documents within the timelines that we have in this public forum. This is something that we all need to be able to adjust and digest at our own time. And I'm speaking for the public. And, you know, Ms. Alvarez, you look confused. What is your concern? Please speak freely because your facial expression is very, very dismissive. Please express yourself if you have something to say. I am open to criticism and feedback.
There are job descriptions. We've never redlined a job description, but if that's your request and that's what you want us to bring forward, then you can ask that. But we've never redlined a job description. Typically, a job description is we work together with the department. So I'm just going to give you an example. The security coordinator is Mr. Tolleson's area, and so we work together to make sure that the job description matches the need of the campus and the position and the students and everything. We don't just create it on our own. And so when we bring it forward, when we bring a change, it is because something is either not working or they want to revise something, so they bring it to us. We sit together, we go through those, and then we bring it here. We don't typically redline them, but if you would like that, you can request that and we can do that.
No, we understand you don't typically, and sometimes you do. So if you were to cross out what is to be changed and what is differ from before, and then what's the new changes within the documents, or separately show us what's the original, that way we can see the change and to highlight the change from what was from the OG, meaning standing for the original. That's what we're asking. So the fact that you can stand before us and to make that changes now is not conducive, for consumption and for digestion and to comprehend the changes. Now, maybe you're just used to coming up here and have us rubber stamp, but I don't do rubber stamping. It's nice for us to speak on behalf of the community and the format and how these information are being brought before us. Is that you can't just attach a 6, 7, 8 documents and say, well, there's changes. Some are more, sometimes are less. No, we want to see the change highlighted so we know what is differ from the original that you bring forward for the change. That's what the community deserves. That's what we're here for the community, so that they can comprehend this information. So if you think this is not something we should do or could do, that's not anyone's decision but the 5 board members, because we represent the community. So moving forward, we would like to see that adjusted, if you could. If we need a vote, I guess we had to wait for 2027.
All right. Thank you, Ms. Alvarez. I'll just note that over the last 2 years, when we've done job revisions, nobody has requested the red line. But do you mind sharing just some of the highlight changes for each of the positions?
Absolutely. The district security coordinator on number 18, there is the courses that are required for that. They removed them. They're no longer required. So we removed the course that the coordinator has to take. So that's just one course that was removed. That was the only change in that one. The school counselor, we actually had a conversation regarding the requirements. And so the requirement of the years of experience was removed, and the addition of the master's degree to, so that we would make sure that when someone graduates with their master's, that it is tailored to their actual certificate from ADE. And so we wanted to make sure that what we require here also requires the same requirements from ADE. So there's that change. They revamped, again, myself and Mr. Gironi, the coordinator for the counselors and the OLAS department, went over this and revamped it so that it would stay aligned with the ASCA model. The student in transition specialist and the family and community engagement specialist, that was one job description in the past. They split it. Now that we have an assistant director, they split the actual job description into two job descriptions for two separate people that are already there. They both hold their positions. Now, one person, they report to the assistant director of the Family Engagement Center, and one stayed with Miss Angie in grants. The school nurse, RN, and LPN, the master's degree is not required by the state. It's just their certification. So we put that into the preferred area, and we removed that also from the LPN because the LPN is not, they don't need an RN certificate. They need their LPN certificate. So that was changed so that we would match the state requirements. And that was what was revised for all of the job descriptions.
So we have requested for these documents to have red line. I have made this request with the superintendent way back in January of 2025. I've spoken to my fellow board members about it, that moving forward for the community's sake, that they can see these changes. And as you can see from this a vantage viewpoint that Ms. Alvarez, even herself in her paper, has highlighted with red lines to show the differences. And that's what I'm asking on behalf of the public, is that we don't need to come up here publicly asking. We've been requesting this over and over again behind doors. And the fact that it's not done shows you that they don't care. They just want to shove this through and don't want the public to know the details of it. Not that, all y'all gonna care about it, but I'm here to represent even one who looks at it, or two at the most. This is not about convenience. This is not about holding information. This is about doing public servant. We are here to direct all of y'all to serve the public. We are not here to serve self. We are here to serve the public because you are on tax dollars money. Every one of us.
Right. Any other questions in regards to the job descriptions?
No, Ms. Almaraz, I want to just thank you and your team for the time you put into gathering the committees and the groups and making the changes to these job descriptions. I understand that agendas are always posted in advance, specifically on Fridays, and our best case scenarios are posted on Fridays with all the attachments. Plenty of time for us to review and look at and ask questions maybe at a time. And so again, I just know it takes a lot to coordinate everybody, go through the changes and update these policies. So thank you for your time.
All right. Is there a motion to approve the job description revisions?
So moved.
Second. All right. Vote yes. Vice President Del Palacio?
Yes.
Member Ortega Romero?
Yes.
Member Sun?
Yes.
And Member Dr. Luna Nahara? All right, thank you. That motion carries. Discussion consideration to approve the 27, 28, 28, 29, 29, 30 district calendars. Ms. Almaraz, if you want to share the highlights for us.
President Chapman, Vice President Del Palacio, members of the board. We typically bring 3 years of calendars to you, and it is that time of the year. So 27, 28, 28, 29, and 29, 30 are proposals. We have a committee here at the district. I have also met with our feeder districts. We have a committee with our feeder districts, and we kind of sat together and see what is good for our district, the feeder schools, moved days, moved fall breaks, spring breaks. We look at testing, we look at a bunch of things. And so this is the last round of calendars that went through all of the committees. And so we are bringing it forward for your approval.
All right, definitely want to thank you and your team for not just working with our staff, but certainly 5 elementary partners. I'm sure it's a lot to kind of coordinate. I know schedule is perfect with 6 districts involved. Members, any questions in regards to the calendar proposals? Hearing none, I'll entertain a motion to approve.
Second.
A motion.
Oh, what's my motion? Forward.
All right, second.
Forward.
All right. I vote yes. Vice President Del Palacio?
Yes.
Member Ortega Romero?
Yes.
Member Sun? And Member Dr. Luna Nahara? All right, that motion carries. All right, action item H4 is discussion consideration to approve resolution proclaiming September as Suicide Awareness Month. Member Ortega, did you want to?
Yeah, well, like discussion?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that it's been really clear in the almost little over a year and a half here that I think mental health is super important, and I think it goes with everyone, not just students, not just educators, literally everyone. And I really hope with this resolution that students specifically feel that there are people and resources ready to help. And I always say that, and I truly do mean it. Like there are resources ready to help, and not only in September but all year we are here to help. So.
All right. Members, any questions or comments?
I have some, comments, and if we can, further, cover some of the areas that that we could add on to. Um, First of all, I want to thank our board member Miguel Ortega Romero for bringing this and
Miss
creating
Sun,
this resolution.
I'm so sorry. Could we pull it up on the screen? Thank you. Sorry.
Um, one thing I've always stressed is that every policy, every resolution, every law has to stand the test of time. Resolutions can be done on a yearly basis, but that's redundant. We don't want to keep doing all resolutions. We have dozens of them. If not, we want to update them. And these are the areas that I would like my board members to consider. When we have the Arizona suicide mortality rate, which is in the first paragraph, in 2021, exceeding the national average. What you want to do is put there the update, possibly make it the most recent. This way we don't have to keep on renewing it every year. So this way this will be in place in the resolution to be updated in the current suicide mortality rate. Because if we say 2021 in this resolution, it means we had to keep updating, which doesn't make sense. And this part is really strong, which I applaud my member Miguel Ortega Romero for putting this, be it further resolved that the Tolleson Union High School District will. The word will is actually very powerful. It's not maybe, it's not shall, it's will. That is very definitive. The problem with this portion is with the word will, there's no accountability with it. When you use that word in legal form, it has to match with some form of accountability. My suggestion, if my board members agree, in the last paragraph where we have the stipulations that we add and specify when, which could be a date, what format or what must be reported. That can be designated to the superintendent or the designee, and to have them present a public report to the governing board by a specific date. Now, it seems like there's a date given here. Grammatically speaking, during the month most naturally modifies activities completed, not report back. That's in the last paragraph in the second page. So report back, in other words, reporting back about the awareness activity that were completed during September. The timeline is ambiguous, meaning that it's not clear enough. So if we were to put those stipulations in that last portion, I motion that we make these changes and that this will be reflected and to go into resolution. Otherwise, this may require on a yearly basis changes because of these little hiccups. But other than that, everything here is above and beyond. If this was to be implemented now as a district, this would be the most well-rounded, most comprehensive mental health awareness resolution. And this will give us a lot of kick in momentum for the community, the parents, and its students. So
Miss Sun, I appreciate the feedback. I'm willing to approve as is, and with the willingness next year working together to modify, strengthening it, and just making it better every year, if that's okay.
Well, the thing is that if you don't move it now and keep it the status quo, there won't be any accountability. There will be no reporting back. There's no stipulation. You won't hear that. We won't know what's going on until next year around this time and to hear it. Again, if not, we should motion at least to update the Arizona suicide mortality rate to make it current instead of 2021. And then as far as the end part, we just need to require that this has to be done, by the, beginning of the school year or the end of the school year to get the full report. And I suggest the beginning of the school year. That way we can get the numbers from the previous year, and then should have a plan moving forward for the coming year. So the designate will be sometime in beginning of the school year in August, so that we can have our district staff or our superintendent to give us that yearly report. That's solid. This we don't have to touch unless you want to come back and modify, or any other board members want to modify.
Yeah,
we can make a-
I would love to motion to approve the resolution as is, and like I say, hopefully we could strengthen it, making it better next year and the years to follow.
If you would like, maybe a suggestion would be to motion to approve the resolution as is, with a report back on the awareness campaign and
yeah.
activities by the end of by the end of the school year.
Yeah.
And I would just like to add that no changes can be made to the resolution because it would require a 24-hour review for us to have it up, sorry, to the public to review. So it's going to have to be either motioned as is, or you have to table it to make the corrections. And I think you should just make the motion.
Yeah.
And comments, please. I just want to say, I mean, I don't know not one family, or if you're a human being who has dealt with this very sensitive subject, suicide. I think we all know someone who's been through some things, or a family, or personally. And so I want to thank you for bringing this forward. We know our young folks are under a lot of pressure, and it's not even just in our district, it's the entire community as a whole, entire state as a whole. It's a real challenge. And so, again, I applaud the efforts here to promote the awareness of the 988 Suicide and Crisis Lifeline. I know we have social workers on every campus. We have great counseling teams. Derek, Misty, Andrew, you guys lead the teams. You provide multi-tiered supports to our kids day in and day out. You're meeting with parents, you're setting up appointments. I know we have peer-to-peer mentoring and conversations, because I think sometimes there's no better sort of strategy than to have when your peers talk to you. So, and I know that your team comes and shares a report on where we're at. And so I just wanted to acknowledge the hard work that goes into it each and every day. Even as the beginning of the school year gets going, I'm sure that your team has had to have some probably tough conversations with some parents. And so I just wanted to acknowledge the hard work that it takes, to ensure that our kids are okay. And so again, applaud the efforts, and I would be willing to support as is.
Yeah, no, I also want to thank Member Ortega for putting this together. And I can't remember the exact number, but it was shared at our convocation that thousands of students contacts this year, or sorry, this past school year, in regards to all sorts of support. So definitely a shout out to our district and site teams that support our students every day, not just in the classroom, but outside of the classroom, and definitely willing to support your motion.
Oh, you need me to motion it again? Okay. Motion to approve resolution as is.
Second.
All right, I vote yes. Vice President Del Palacio?
Yes.
Member Ortega Romero?
Yes.
Member Sun?
Yes.
Member Dr. Luna Hara? Yes. All right, thank you. That motion carries. H5, discussion and consideration to approve resolution authorizing food and beverage expenditures for official district events pursuant to ARS 15-34239. Superintendent Calles, just want to provide a brief update on that.
Yes, President Chapman, members of the board, a new USFR update that came out on June 30th, effective July 1st, issued additional guidance on when the district can have food and beverage at events. And in there, it stated that the governing board needed to pass a resolution to authorize food and beverage at events. That is in line with statute. There were other things that were put in there that were added details of the USFR like per person amounts. That is not stated in statute. This resolution was worked out by our attorney to be compliant with statute, while showing that the governing board has expressed the authority to provide food and beverages at events. And just as a note, the cookies and water, we didn't get ahead of the board. I bought those tonight. Lupita went and picked those up. But in order for us to be doing things like that, it does take this resolution of the board to say that we can have food at events, even if it's being provided by our own food services team.
All right, members, questions?
Yes, I know that the statute is for the school district wide. So is it for the official district events, or what about the campuses and the individual sites?
Yes, Member Sun, President Chapman, this resolution would entail the district as a whole. That includes the sites, that includes some of the events that we have taking place at the sites where food and beverages is being provided.
Right, so this is affecting the students, potential events, right? The clubs potentially, or anywhere that requires some sort of a celebration where there should be snacks or drinks being provided. This is all inclusive.
Yes, Member Sun, President Chapman, this has been impacting the district since the first day of school, again, because we got this at the last minute from the Auditor General's office, and legal has been working on it since then.
So if we were to make a motion on this item, we will bring this back to the status quo.
Essentially, Member Sun, President Chapman, yes, this gets us somewhat back to the status quo. There are probably some items that we were doing in previous years that would need to alter some to still meet the definition of district events, trainings, meetings. But for the most part, yes, this would bring it back to the way we operated last year.
And could you provide us the budget for that from the previous year? And then what's the budget for us this year for the board later on?
Member Sun, President Chapman, I do not have that number readily available. If it was requested of me ahead of time, I could have pulled it. I cannot off at the top of my head tell you what was spent on food
Oh,
and
no, I
beverage
said to
last year.
provide that to the board afterwards.
Yes, I can.
Thank you.
All right, seeing nothing further, I'll make a motion to approve the food and beverage authorization resolution. Do I have a second?
Second.
I vote yes. Vice President Del Blasio?
Yes.
Member Ortega Romero?
Yes.
Member Sun?
Yes.
Member Dr. Lunanera? All right, that motion carries. All right, request for future agenda items. You can state them now or email them over to Superintendent Kayes.
I did have some requests from last meeting, and that was not brought back. So I would like to pull the consent agenda item F1, F5, F9, F10 to be brought back for a discussion. Because we can go on and on. For the fact that you guys don't even provide for a motion to pull from the consent agenda, and then you guys can bury board
You can request items,
issues.
but we can't discuss them.
I'm not discussing any items.
You're discussing them.
I'm asking why
Okay.
we're
Do
requesting
you have
them.
additional requests?
I just made that request.
Okay.
Mr. Chapman, the request that I have made, I have not heard back either.
Okay, I will double check those and follow. All right, any additional requests, again, can be emailed over. With that, I'll make a motion to adjourn. Do I have a second?
Second.
Sounded like- Give it to, all right. All right, I vote yes. Vice President Del Blasio?
Yes.
Member Ortega Romero?
Yes.
Member Sun?
Yes.
And Member Dr. Lunera. All right, we are adjourned. Have a good evening, everyone. Thank you.